The interior of the Range Rover Sport is bigger than the Velar. And like I mentioned, I feel like I'm sitting in an airplane. The driving position is upright, so I'm sitting actually on the car as against in the car with the Velar. The dashboard is starting to look outdated, especially the units that came with the analog dials. But it still has a certain flair to it. There's this beautiful thing you feel when you see these analog dials. This is the first generation of Range Rover, so it has this same smallish display. The 2017 had the bigger display here with a new interface, but pretty much the same thing. Very easy to use. The AC control unit here is very, very easy to use. And this normal gear stick has this beautiful appeal. You know, at times you just drive and you want to have your hand on the gear knob. And you have the suspension controls and other controls. The glove compartment actually pops down from the dashboard. Now, the beautiful thing about these models is that you can upgrade them. You can upgrade the interior and you can upgrade the exterior. But now I want you to see the interior of the 2014 Range Rover Sport as it is, the interior of the 2014 Range Rover as it is. Then we'll now look at the interior of the 2018 to 2022 Range Rover Sport as it is, and the interior of the 2018 to 2022 Range Rover as it is. Then we'll now look at the upgraded 2014 to the 2018 look and the interior of the big body too. We'll look at the sport and the big body, both interiors. Then you make up your mind if you want to take the upgraded interior or if you want to buy the 2018 to 2022 as is, or if you want to upgrade just the interior or the exterior or both. So it's going to be your choice. The front passenger of the Range Rover Sport gets pretty much the same luxurious ambience feel. There is a refrigerator here, and of course the USB outlet charger. I think I like the way the center console looks so neat, and there's a tiny space here for your phones, but there's no near field charging. And the passenger still gets that good on the car feel. The rear seat of the Range Rover Sport is more spacious than the Velar. The center console is bigger, so you can have two passengers here with their arms on the console, and the cup holders bigger. I don't know what fits here, it's too tiny for a phone. Bar of chocolate and crayons can fit in here. And this particular model has the rear entertainment for the kids, and the space out here, if you have another driver with my same height sitting here, or another passenger sitting here, the space will be better than the Velar, but still not that spacious for very long trips. For this group, we had more young adults requesting for the Range Rover Sport. The mature, full, older adults, I don't think we had very, very, very few. 1, 2 out of about 50 wanting the Range Rover Sport as an only car or as a second car. So as a second car, the Velar wins over the Sport. But for the young women, we had a lot of Strangely, we had more requests for the Range Rover Sport than the Velar for young women, and I'm wondering why. The boot or trunk of the Range Rover Sport is bigger than the Velar, and you have one power outlet here. That's pretty much everything you have in here, and lots of space, the spare wheel, and little compartment to pop in some extra things you might need or might never need. The engine unit in this Range Rover Sport is the same V6 in the Velar, so pretty much the same thing. Same thing, same rules. Well, so we're taking the Range Rover Sport on the test drive. The Range Rover Sport evidently feels stiffer than the Velar already. And like I mentioned, I'm actually sitting on the car, so I can see the entire road in front of me. This particular car has very good shocks. The suspension setup is very awesome. So it's just taking up the bumps with aplomb. Bumps with aplomb. This engine is the same exact engine in the Velar. So it feels very much the same, but I think the ECU of the Velar is tuned to give you that fast takeoff or that nippy move. This feels a bit sluggish, but I don't think it's as a result of the weight. Yes, it feels slightly slower than the Velar, but I feel more confident. And maybe, like I said, because of the sitting position, like I'm actually on the car. So we'll go through this curve again, and the body roll of the Range Rover Sport. When we say body roll, we mean like when you go through curves, the way it tilts through the curves feels a little bit firmer than the Velar. So that means the setup of the Velar was meant to give you a more supple ride, so softer ride. Range Rover Sport road test, more confident. Like I said before, the height, I think it's the height. But I just feel like I'm driving an SUV other than the Velar that felt more like a car. Driving conclusion for the Range Rover Sport. The drive is in between so far, but I prefer the drive to the Velar. So for our group, I think the ladies, they actually like big stuff. For a learner or for somebody that's not really into SUVs, I would advise the opposite. Take the Range Rover Sport because you actually see everything around you. You feel like you're in control. The Velar, you're in it, and you might just be stretching out to see the road. So for the drive so far, the Range Rover Sport, I'll change the Velar.